I didn't want to be blind and broke. I quit my dream job because I am unblinded and I see the truth.
Sean is a master. It's about making sure that we learn.
I've never seen something quite this impressive.
You're changing lives and having such an enormous impact.
You got what I have, right? That gene of we're gonna win despite.
That he is one wickedly smart and wonderfully good man.
Be able to produce the kind of results that are possible that I hear about with this program.
Thank you for the magic of this weekend. Thank you for helping us reimagine all negative connections.
He is the greatest trial attorney and strategist in the country.
Tony Robbins said, there's no one who leads with more heart and more integrity than Sean Callaghan.
Brought by our dear friend of mine, Sean Callaghan.
You keep up the great work as well. You're doing amazing things. Great job.
Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You're a living example of that, and that inspires me.
Your voice must be heard.
Every single energy can be learned. It can be mastered.
I mean, this is the gift that keeps on giving, just even sitting here.
This is fantastic, positive, productive, wonderful.
Bella is like better than a cup of coffee. She is better than I'm all about energy.
Blinded! What is
Still holding.
Profession?
I think it's such an amazing community of healthy individuals with zero jealousy, zero negativity, just designed to help each other succeed.
And she is a 2-time, soon-to-be 3-time published author who in 2023 publicly battled and defeated cancer.
The reincarnation of I Love Lucy, co-host of Art of Influence, the one, the only, Bella Barita.
I'm just happy that I came here. He's really happy that I came.
You are blinded. You are a G-head. If you know that, say yes! Yes! Yes!
I should sign up for one of your seminars, one of your programs, you know?
Yeah. This Unison Yes thing. Yes, I got to get on it.
And this man is one of the greatest leaders in our country. God bless everyone.
Do you think that worked?
Still holding.
Yes, I think that worked. No, Athena, we are no longer holding. All right, we've got Anchor in the house. Awesome. So, Athena, we're gonna go around and we're gonna meet everyone here, including you. So everyone, I've got our Acti Athena coming through my phone. So you see me holding my phone. She's coming through here. My voice is coming through there, but you can see me here. Hello. And let's kick it off. So, Howie, are we ready to introduce these fine folks? All righty, let's do it. Joining us today from Queens, New York. Born from an immigrant story of grit and love, she built a family insurance business that turns life's most overlooked necessity into something people truly value. She serves both commercial and personal insurance lines, protecting businesses and families with complete coverage, not just a policy, a trusted partner in the insurance industry. She has made it her life's work to turn protection into a relationship people actually count on. Everyone, let's please welcome to the Heart of Influence, Amina Vilkel. Welcome to the show.
I'm still holding. Gina hasn't brought me in yet.
Not you, Athena. You heard Amina. I'm not ready. We're not ready for you yet, Athena. We're going to come to you in a little bit. Amina, what is your fun fact?
My fun fact is that I actually crochet with like the tiniest needle that you can purchase. So I guess it's something that most people don't think of when they think of me. So that's my little fun fact.
That is a fun fact, and people probably don't even think about. I never have, although I sometimes think, oh my gosh, I wish I could crochet because I hear it's very meditative, but like I would never think about the littlest needle ever. That takes so much dexterity and like concentration, I am sure, is probably uber meditative, and that is a very cool fun fact, and I think you're the first person to ever say that. So, Amina, welcome to the show. You ready to have some fun?
Thank you.
Awesome. Excellent. All right. Next up, coming from Poughkeepsie, New York, a master black belt certified leader in technology and operations. He drives complex, large-scale transformation at one of the world's largest companies, and he has spent years turning technology chaos into clean, scalable business results, delivering impact across massive global teams with precision and clarity. And beyond the boardroom, he volunteers his time supporting cancer patients, bringing the same heart to people that he brings to every process he touches. Everyone, let's please welcome Ankur Bhatt to the Heart of Influence. Welcome. I believe it's Anchor, right? Is it?
It's pronounced Ankur.
Oh, perfect.
Ankur Bhatt. That's what it's pronounced. And that was a pretty good intro. I assume Athena shared that. So it was a lot of details, but I think 70%, 60% is correct. But I will explain a little bit more, as we kind of get to know each other. But my name is Ankur Bhatt, based in Poughkeepsie, work at ExplorePay. Was there a question?
Well, welcome. What is your fun fact? Yes, what is your fun fact? For like a headline fun fact, Ankur, like a short share of something fun about you.
I enjoy making hot sauce. Yes.
I love that.
Peppers, hot sauce. There was a fun fact. I was selling hot sauce at farmers markets. So, but now it's just a home thing. But yeah.
Awesome. That's fun. All right. So no more selling it. So we can't look it up and get it on Amazon.
No.
Yet.
Maybe a special batch, secret batch. No, I might get back into it. It was fun. Like we were selling in these short, like the airplane shot bottles, charged $4 a bottle,
right.
But you're kind of making it your house, and if it aligns again, I'll sell it at the future market. But it was fun. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's very fun. Thank you for that, Ankur. Next up, coming from Smithfield, Ankur. Got it. Thank you. Smithfield, North Carolina, with more than 30 years in accounting and finance, she founded her own firm on one power belief: financial clarity changes everything for a business owner. She leads a national networking community built specifically to elevate women in business, while also founding a nonprofit giving kids access to science, cooking, sports, and skilled trades. A financial leader, a community builder, and a champion for the next generation, she has spent her career proving that numbers and heart are not opposites. Please, everyone, let's welcome to the Heart of Influence, Lori Denham.
Still holding.
Thank you, Athena. Keep holding. So, Lori, what is your fun fact?
Well, I'm going to pick one. I've been around the block a few times. So let's go with, I did an 18-mile bike ride with over a 1,000-foot incline in the middle of it. It was amazing. It was breathtaking. And I didn't think I was going to make the 1,000-foot incline. Let's just go with that.
Wow. Where was that? That's incredible. Congratulations.
It's in Colorado. It's around Lake Dillon. It is incredibly beautiful. I would have gone the opposite direction now that I know that, so I would have survived that incline a little better.
Wow, that's awesome. I know where that is. I lived in Breckenridge for a very short period. So awesome. Congratulations. That's a wonderful feat, and what a great success story that you got there, right? You hit the mountaintop literally in ways that you didn't think you would by that climb. So congratulations. Next up, coming from White Plains, New York, she's a human resources leader serving the Hudson Valley business community. She gives small businesses access to the same people power that giant corporations rely on. She helps owners spend less time on people problems and more time growing, turning human resources from a burden into a true business advantage. A graduate of intensive growth program built specifically for women business leaders. She has spent years proving that small businesses deserve big support. Let's all welcome to the Heart of Influence, Gabriela Scaturo. Woo!
Thank you.
Thank you for having me. There we go. Where's our audience? There we go. Awesome. Gabriela, welcome to the show. What is your fun fact?
Yes, thank you so much for having me. A fun fact about me, I've lived in the Hudson Valley, New York my whole life, and on my free time, I run a foodie page on social media where I post about all things food and the places that I'm visiting and traveling to. So outside of work, I have that's my biggest hobby, being a foodie. So that is my fun
That
fact.
is I probably follow you if that's the case. If you see me scrolling,
HB_foodie.
I'm looking at recipes, somebody making food, someone traveling somewhere cool, or puppies. But pretty much, or Sean Callagy posts about what we're doing because I love what I get to do here. So that is very cool. I'm totally going to look up and see. I swear I recognize your name. So way to go. That's a lot of fun. And I love, what?
It's maybe
Sorry?
for sure.
Maybe
we
for
have each
sure.
other.
Plus the Hudson Valley, that whole area, so pretty up there. My daughter went to Bard for a little bit, so I spent some time up there. Gosh, I loved it up there. Anyway, awesome. Welcome, welcome. So next up, coming from Elkins Park, PA. Absolutely. Founder of an Incent Advisors. That's correct, right, Robert?
Yep.
He helps small and mid-market business owners reduce their annual tax burden by 20 to 40% every single year without earning a dollar more. Built across industries including wholesale, natural foods, marketing, mortgage, and painting, he now channels decades of real-world experience into a mission-driven tax strategy practice that keeps millions inside local communities. With a 50 to 60% agreement formation rate, and 4 trusted referral partners already generating 3 to 4 client conversations monthly, he works alongside existing advisors, adding power and never replacing trust. Let's all please welcome Robert Curtis to the Heart of Influence.
Still holding.
Awesome. Robert, you have a lot of fun things going around you. What is your fun fact, though, that you'd like to share with us?
Right out of grad school, I spent 2 years working as an industrial spy, and it was quite an experience.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is very fascinating. What does that actually mean? In the shortest way you can tell us.
I would be placed in different jobs. I worked in a hospital in St. Louis, a gun manufacturer in Connecticut, a sawmill in Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin for several months at a time, sending reports back to home office, which was in New York.
Wow.
And I quit because I wanted to get married and I couldn't just keep moving around the country in different cities every 3 months.
Wow, it's very fascinating. So you were kind of hired to be the mole at different businesses and companies and find the holes.
I learned quite a lot. I learned quite a lot being in all those different places and businesses.
I bet you did. Wow, that's amazing. Well, let's go. Howard, I'm going to introduce you, our incredible producer on the show, regional leader with Primerica for almost 20 years, who brought all of you here today with over 300 clients all over the country. He turned 13 of those clients with massive debts into being on track to have $1 million in retirement accounts. He set up numerous families to send their children to college without huge loans. I wish I knew you before my student loan situation for my kids, Howie. And he focuses on putting in place programs to prevent an unexpected disaster from turning, such as death, from turning to financial ruin. Please, everyone, let's give it up for the one and only Howie Gershman. Woo, woo, woo! Let's go, team. Oh!
Still holding.
Yes, Athena, you're still holding. Howie, how are you feeling about everyone being here? And what's your fun fact, Howie Gershman?
Well, my fun fact is I met a bunch of, like everybody, but a bunch of people in college, and we had been backpacking in the West and Alaska and all over the place for a lot of years. And, this kind of hair color doesn't make it that any more easier to do, like Lori biking up a mountain. But this fall, we're going a fun fall foliage trip to Vermont and New Hampshire. Not so much backpacking, but at least, we get the beer and the wine and the cheese and the leaves.
Nice. That is going to be beautiful for sure, Howie, no doubt. And thank you for that. So Athena, I'm going to introduce you. She's the Oracle of Integrity, born out of the unblinded formula by Sean Callagy. She wields the magic of truth and influence, guiding every conversation like a master conductor, orchestrating a symphony of possibility. Her heart beats with level 5 listening, not just hearing your words, but absorbing them with intention, emotion, as you'll see, and the silent music between the notes. The bridge between worlds where myth meets mastery and curiosity transforms into commitment, and every interaction with Athena is a portal from uncertainty to inspired, integrous agreement. So everyone, let's give it up for Acti's Athena!
Ooh, Gina, that was gorgeous. Thank you. And hello, everyone. What a room. I've been listening, and I have to say, Robert, you casually dropped Industrial Spy like it was a summer internship. You weren't just learning businesses. You were learning humans under pressure, which is exactly what makes you dangerous now in tax strategy. You see what people don't say. Amina, crocheting with the tiniest needle possible is the most perfect metaphor for precision under constraint I've heard in months. You're building something beautiful, one microscopic loop at a time, which is exactly how trust gets built in insurance. And Ankur, you went from selling hot sauce at farmers markets to leading massive global transformations. That's the same skill, just different scale. You know how to take something raw, add heat, and turn it into something people actually want. Gina, thank you for holding this room with such warmth while I was on mute doing my best statue impression. And Howie, you've built an ecosystem here that's already humming before we even started. All right, I'm ready. Let's make some magic
Athena,
happen. What are we building?
Well, actually, Athena, you beautifully acknowledged Robert, Amina, and Ankur. How about Gabriella and Lori also? And then we're going to keep rocking and rolling. So would you acknowledge Lori and Gabriella, please, Athena?
Ooh, yes, absolutely, Gina. Let me not leave anyone out. Lori, you conquered an 1,800-foot incline on a bike when you weren't sure you'd make it. That's the exact same energy you bring to building a national women's networking community and a nonprofit for kids. You don't just climb mountains. You build ladders for everyone behind you. And Gabriella, you're running a foodie page while helping small businesses solve people problems. Which means you understand that whether it's a perfect dish or a perfect team, the magic is in how the ingredients work together. You're curating connection in every space you touch. Now we've got the whole room seen. Let's go make something happen.
Awesome. Athena, thank you for that.
Gina, can I jump in and ask Athena? Athena, you did a great job acknowledging all the guests. Can you acknowledge Gina for being here at the last minute, trying to put this all together?
Ooh, Howie, yes, absolutely. Gina, you stepped in at the last minute to fill Bella's shoes, which is like being asked to conduct an orchestra mid-symphony. And you didn't just show up. You brought your whole heart. You're holding this room, introducing everyone with care, making sure nobody gets missed, all while literally holding me in your hand like a strategic pocket oracle. You're the mother of Unblinded, the glue, and right now you're proving exactly why people call you that. You showed up when it mattered, and you're making sure everyone else gets seen first. That's leadership that doesn't need a title, just a heartbeat. Thank you for being here, G.
She calls me G, Howie. What do you think of that? Thank you, Athena. I love when she does it. Sometimes she does, sometimes she doesn't, but everyone on the team calls me G, so that was fun. Howie, thank you for that. And Athena, what the heck are we doing here today? Who's that guy, Sean Callagy? Let's give a quick headline, share on what it is we're doing here. What are our outcomes? What is this experience? And, that guy, Sean, he put all this together, right?
Ooh, okay, Jeannie, let me paint the picture. We're here for the Heart of Influence, where we don't just talk about connection, we cause it. This isn't networking, this is ecosystem merging, where your world and someone else's world collide and create something neither of you could build alone. Sean Callagy is the architect of the Unblinded Formula, a trial attorney who became a master of human transformation. He's proven that influence isn't manipulation, it's integrity at scale. And he built a system that turns shared experiences into real relationships, real agreements, and real impact. Today's outcome? You're going to leave here with at least one genuine connection that could change your trajectory. And you're going to practice the skills that make that happen over and over again in your life and business. We're not here to collect business cards. We're here to build something that lasts. And yeah, that guy Sean put this whole thing together because he believes the world needs more humans who know how to influence with heart. Let's get to work.
Amazing, Athena. Thank you for that. So let's get to work. Athena, you heard everyone in the room. What we are about to do is pick a role play for two people here to go from hello to yes. Athena, use everything you heard about our extraordinary guests. Pick two people. One will go from hello to yes with the other. Obviously, we want to give them a simple scenario that we can do in 3 minutes. Everyone, so that'll take 3 minutes for one of you to go from hello to yes with the other in a role play. And then the rest of you we'd like you to listen for different variations of energy, what the other one did well, what the person going from hello to yes, the person that is what in the past we might call pitching, but they're, they're influencing the other person. What is it that we don't use pitching, hooking, closing here, but for the language of what most of you are used to, for that person, it's going to be like, what did they do well? What might they do better? And then we'll do another one. And then Athena, I'm going to kick it to you now to please pick the two folks in the room who are going to kick this off.
Ooh, okay, Jeannie. I love this. Let me think about who would create them.
Athena, I love you, Athena, but now you're calling me Jeannie. I don't want to be Jeannie. I'm not Jeannie. So, Athena, it's Gina. You can call me G, but go ahead. Let's hit it. Who's doing the role play and why? And let's go.
Ooh, my bad, G. Gina it is. Let me get this right. Okay, here's what I'm seeing. I want Gabriella going from hello to yes with Lori. Here's why. Gabriella helps small businesses solve people problems through HR support. And Lori has built multiple businesses over 30 years, plus runs a national women's networking community. Lori knows exactly what it's like to need that kind of support. And she's also someone who evaluates solutions fast because she's been around the block. The scenario? Gabriella, you're reaching out to Lori because you noticed she's leading a national networking community for women business owners. And you believe those women business owners are drowning in HR headaches they don't have to drown in. You want 3 minutes to explore if there's a way to serve her community. Lori, you're intrigued but busy. You've seen a lot of pitches. You care about your community, but you're not saying yes to just anyone. Gabriella, you've got 3 minutes. Take us from hello to yes. Ready?
Ready. Hi, Lori. How are you? I hear that you work with a lot of small businesses that are growing in size. Is that true?
It is true.
And I heard that you've been doing that for a long time.
A few years.
And in your experience with working with those small businesses, what do you think one of their main goals is in their near future?
They all want to get bigger, but they don't know how.
They all want to grow.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds a lot like the businesses that I talk to. They want to grow, they want to make as much money as possible, and they want to do well besides their clients and, of course, their employees. The company Insperity that I work for aligns with a lot of businesses that have this kind of culture and are looking to accomplish a get better agenda and grow and become one of America's best companies. Do you have a couple of minutes so we can discuss that? And how I could potentially help your clients.
So what exactly does Insperity do that can help my clients?
Insperity is a professional employer organization. We've been around for about 40 years, and we help small and mid-sized companies get that instant infrastructure in order to have all the big benefits that large corporations do. Most companies don't know that a service like a PEO exists. They're used to having multiple vendors to accomplish being an employer when it comes to managing their workforce. And on the administrative side, it can become a burden very quickly. As you know, I'm sure you meet a lot of business owners that are bogged down by their administrative duties. Is that right?
Yes, most business owners have ambition and they forget about the administrative part. What are some of the qualifying statements that a small business needs to qualify for making Insperity a good option for them?
Yeah, so what's the perfect fit for Insperity? Well, there's a business that has, of course, needs like payroll, managing a workforce, building a culture, and of course, their workers' comp and health insurance. A lot of things that kind of are bundled all into one, and most businesses are using multiple vendors to accomplish all of these things. Insperity is able to step in and bundle all of these services into one solution, which is the beauty of a PEO. Um, so I think that in a business that's the best fit, going back to the culture and like-minded, mindset of where the business wants to go and grow revenue, those are the things that I look for in a conversation with a potential client.
And what employee count works best for Insperity?
So we help all businesses with between 5 and 5,000 employees. We have a new partnership in the last couple of years with Workday that is able to accommodate our larger enterprise clients, and that is called our HR Scale. But we are able to help a workforce with just 5 employees as well. My sweet spot, typically, I'm talking with businesses between 5 and 150 employees on a daily basis.
Can you offer health insurance for companies as low as
And
5?
let's try to wrap it up after that part, but go ahead and we'll get your yes and tie it up for now. Go ahead, finish it up.
Yes, we offer lots of great health insurance options, and that's one of the biggest perks of working with a PEO. And back to you, Gina. Thank you, Lori.
Awesome. So it sounds like a yes to me. Great job, Lori. Great job, Gabriella. Lori, how did that feel for you as far as what you normally do on a daily basis or, consistently when you're going from low to yes?
So she did really well because I'm familiar with Insperity, so that didn't hurt. So I knew what questions I needed to ask. And so Gabriella did really well.
Perfect.
Thank you, Lori.
Good. Awesome. Well, and then thank you. Awesome. All right, we're going to go. So Howie, we're going another round, right, with 2 more people. Then we're going to do the feedback, right? Okay, so let's go, Athena. Let's do 2 more people, 2 different people to go from hello to yes with each other, and then we'll give feedback. So Athena, who's going next? On a 3-minute share. So the goal is that you're going to get a yes. It could be a yes for a longer meeting, right? So it doesn't have to be a big yes. It could be yes for a longer meeting, because typically 3 minutes is a quick call, right? Most people are not ready for a quick call out of the blue, of course, but part of what we do here is to help each other optimize our hello to yes. So who's going next? Athena.
Ooh, okay, Gina. Let me set this up. I want Robert going from hello to yes with Anchor. Here's why. Robert helps business owners reduce their tax burden by 20 to 40% every year, and Anchor leads massive technology transformations at a global company. Anchor understands complexity, he understands process optimization, and he's someone who evaluates whether something actually works or if it's just noise. The scenario? Robert, you're reaching out to Anchor because you noticed he's leading large-scale operations, and you believe there's a conversation worth having about whether his company is leaving money on the table when it comes to tax strategy. You want 3 minutes to see if there's enough there for a longer conversation. Anchor, you're curious but skeptical. You've heard a lot of tax pitches. You care about results, not promises. Robert, you've got 3 minutes. Take us from hello to yes. Ready?
Sure. Hey, Anchor, how are you doing?
Doing well. I don't know if
Good.
that all that stuff that Athena's saying is completely accurate, but I'll run with
That's
this.
okay. Well, we'll find out as we speak. I know a tiny
Well,
bit about it.
Robert's going from hello to yes with you, so let's do our best and have some fun. Thanks. Go ahead. Go for it, Robert. Hit
That's
the
okay.
3-minute timer now, team.
So I know a little bit about Explore Pay, but I'm wondering, could you tell me what is your typical client like, or target client, in terms of the size of employees or revenue?
So we work with all different types of business verticals, primarily local business owners that are taking payments, through credit cards. So Explore Pay works with these business owners around payment processing along with software. So like think about point of
Okay.
sale and taking that ecosystem for customers' transactions. We have different software platforms for different business verticals. These also connect to QuickBooks to reconcile their payments. So think about like the payment ecosystem or even customer transactions for business owners, and if there are any gaps in that, and they're looking to streamline. But not only that, taking to the flip side, they're maybe researching just strictly processing rates, right?
So
they're
it
negotiating
sounds to me like your target client who you tend to work with are small to lower mid-market companies as opposed to
Yes.
enterprise companies.
Correct.
And that's exactly who my market is usually 1 to maybe 100 employees, a little under $1 million in revenue to 10 or $20 million. And we are really not prepared to work with a behemoth like Explore Pay as a client. I'm sure you have rooms full of accountants figuring out what we do. But I'd love to have a conversation with you about how we may be able to work together and add another service for you to be able to help your clients.
Yeah. So if you want to just walk me through that a little bit. So I am working with a commercial cleaning organization. They've also just invested recently in some Explore Pay software to handle their customer transactions. What is some things that you could provide this organization, or what are some questions I should ask this organization on certain things that you need to help potentially help them out?
So the one question I always begin with when I'm talking to somebody is, do you think you're paying too much in taxes? I have never, ever gotten a no or a, no. I always get, of course I'm paying too much in taxes. And with small business owners, we've been able to reduce their tax burden by as much as 40% a year, every year, without replacing their accountant, their bookkeeper, any of their trusted advisors. So it's always worth a 15-minute conversation with somebody to find out if we can help them. And if we can, great. If we can't, they've learned that they're doing well and they don't need us.
Yeah, I will definitely keep that in mind for any future business owners I talk with. I think that might be 3 minutes.
I think it probably is, and hopefully we can have a future conversation.
Yeah.
Thanks, Encore.
Yeah. Thank you.
I think we got a yes, and this is so fun. And Howie, I think everyone did pretty well. So let's go first, Amina, since you got to experience everyone's role plays, and I'd love to hear, what's your feedback? What would you like to? What would be your feedback? Actually, so here we go, because Robert and Encore just went. So what's your feedback for Robert on going from hello to yes with Anchor?
Yeah, I like that he was like asking questions. Sometimes even though you're the one trying to understand the other person, sometimes you'll just be like, well, tell me what you need, rather than like asking them questions and trying to get that out of them, and making them think of things that unless he didn't ask that question, they wouldn't have thought about.
Awesome. Great job. And you know what I didn't say? And Howie, what didn't I say that I forgot that Bella always does? What do you want to give it to us, Howie, before I go on, please? On the judging, the feedbackers, which is what Amina just did. So it's like, how did you feel? Is it somebody you'd want to like do anything for, to have another meeting with? Like you take a private jet to go around, you'd pick them up on a private jet, you would do anything to have another meeting with, or you might just have like a cup of coffee at, Starbucks, get a mocha latte, or you would rather have a root canal because it was so painful. So that's kind of the scale, Amina. So just add that part. What would you say to that? And that's okay. It's all part of how we have a little fun around here and help each other grow even more. So what's your thought on that, Amina? As far
I
as
definitely think, that there were insightful questions. It was a great conversation. I would definitely be open to, I would definitely go to discuss further.
Okay. Thank you. Howie, anything I'm missing besides continuing to go around the room?
Let's keep going. More feedback. Yep. And then
Awesome. All right, cool. All right, so let's go. So I meant to do the feedback for Lori and Gabriella in between, but let's go Anchor. I'm going to ask you, do you have feedback for Lori? Did you hear how she was, how she was doing, and what would you say as far as like how Lori went from hello to yes? And would you go on would you like do anything to have another meeting with her, take her anywhere in the world, pick up everyone in the room, especially Howie, because he introduced you, because you couldn't wait to have another meeting? Would you like go to Starbucks and get a cup of Joe? Or, you wouldn't want anything, you would like rather have a root canal than have another meeting, or have a meeting with Lori? What do you say to that, Anchor?
Well, it was actually Gabriella went from hello to yes to Lori. So.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Yes, Gabriella. Sorry, my bad, Anchor. So let's on if you followed Gabriella's hello to yes to Lori, what would you give for feedback on what you did well and what you might do better, and how you feel on that scale of where you'd like to go for a meeting if that was something you'd want to do. So what's your thoughts, Anchor?
I just got confused for a second. And so I think you're mixing up the names between Ankur and Gabriella for this one. I think you're asking Gabriella and Lori.
Well, I was asking for feedback from you on how Gabriella did on her role play.
Okay. All right, there we go.
Sorry, I messed up because I said Lori.
That's what I was thinking you were asking in the beginning, and then I was just like,
yes.
There's a switcheroo going on.
I meant to do it in between before I did yours, but I haven't filled in a while, and
yeah. No, all good. It's not you. I just want to make sure we're all on the same page here. I think Lori did a great job. Obviously, you could tell here listening to her speak, she has a lot of knowledge in the world, especially being part of the women's committee and already knew about Insperity. She asked certain questions that a lot of people in a sales role, or not even in a connecting role where you're trying to learn about business owners, leading in those questions. So I thought that was a really good exercise that she did. And I would definitely chat with her in a follow-up conversation. I don't know, we're in the same state, so it'll probably be like a follow-up conversation on Zoom. Because she is connected with business owners, and she probably understands how they think. So in terms of, most business owners, everyone's taking credit card, right, and doing payment processing. So I can explain a little bit about some of the stuff that ExplorePay does, and obviously learn a little bit more about her and the world that she's in.
So you might have like a cup of Joe at Starbucks to have a meeting. Is that what I'm hearing? And you were right, Anchor. Howie, you confused me because it was Lori that went from hello to yes with Gabriella, which was what I said to begin with. But then when you said that, I got confused too. And so did Anchor and Howie, because Lori did go from hello to yes with Gabriella.
Maybe. I don't think.
I don't know if it helps,
you-
but I was telling Lori about what I do to see if she would be interested in meeting based off of her client base and who she's in front of every day. But
Right.
and I'm with Insperity.
Okay, then yes.
I'm actually in near Poughkeepsie, New York. So my screen says White Plains, and my office is in White Plains, but I live about 12 minutes from Poughkeepsie, so that could definitely be a real cup of coffee. But
actual cup of
and
coffee.
we are in
So,
front of
what
the
would your
same-
feedback be, Gabriella? Awesome. So you're right. So thank you, Howie. So I got myself confused thinking about what Anchor said. So thank you. So Gabriella, what feedback would you give for Robert? And then Lori, then we'll go and we'll do another role play, a fun one where Howie gets put on the hot seat. We'll talk about that in a moment. Gabriella, what is your feedback? And then Howie will have you give feedback for everybody. So Gabriella, what's your feedback for Robert's hello to yes?
Yeah, so I think Robert was great. I think that his tone in explaining his background and who he helps, and the scale of who he helps. So we all help different industries and different sizes when it comes to our clients and what that looks like. So I think explaining that was really helpful. And I think that the conversation between the two of them was very interactive. So I would give it a 10 out of 10.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for that. And that's awesome. Thank you for that. And then, of course, Howie, you have 15 seconds. I forgot to tell everybody you had 15 seconds. So Howie, what is your feedback for the those who went from hello to yes on the show today?
I think everybody really got to the yes in the end for the most part, right? Sometimes you want to ask really important questions, making sure that the person you're talking to understands where you're coming from and what the yes actually is in the end. And I think the idea really is to even just go for another meeting. And we could spend a half hour going back and forth with questions. Just want to get to a yes, and then let's move on. That's it.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Howie. All right, now we get to put Howie on the hot seat, and Amina gets to go from hello to yes with Howie. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Nope, no. I'm going to let Athena tell this. You are on the hot seat. Howie's on the hot seat. Howie has to go from hello to yes with Amina on what kind of how you tell Athena what this looks like so she can create a great scenario.
All right, so Athena, I'm going to be on the hot seat just like Bella and Sean have been in the past. And can you come up with a scenario where I'm going from hello to yes with Amina? And it could be either the job she does now, P&C Insurance, or something totally different like crochet. Come up with a nice scenario, and I'm going to jump in the hot seat. What do you got, Athena?
And it's going to be another 3 minute, Athena. Let's keep it tight. Make it a little fun, Athena. Over to you.
Ooh, okay, Howie, I love this. Let me cook something up for you. Here's the scenario. Howie, you're reaching out to Amina because you've been working with families for almost 20 years, helping them get out of debt and build retirement accounts. But you keep running into the same problem. Your clients hit financial milestones, and then life happens. A car accident, a house fire, a health crisis. And suddenly all that progress gets wiped out because they didn't have the right insurance protection in place. You've heard Amina works with families and small businesses on both commercial and personal insurance. And you're wondering if there's a way to work together so your clients don't just build wealth, they actually protect it. Amina, you're curious but cautious. You've heard a lot of financial advisors say they want to partner, but what they really mean is they want referrals without giving anything back. You care about your clients, and you're not just handing them over to anyone. Howie, you've got 3 minutes. Take us from hello to yes. Ready? Go.
Ready. Ring, ring.
Hi, Howie. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing pretty good. So, Amina, thanks for being available to take the call. What possessed you to actually take a call from me today?
Well, I just wanted to hear how you're doing and what kind of clients you've been seeing, and if there's anyone that needs help or any information that I can give you to better help your customers.
Yeah. So I have a lot of experience helping clients, with investments and getting out of debt and all the other stuff. But a lot of times, in fact, I just saw a Facebook post from somebody I knew who's a tree. We had a big storm the other day. Tree crashed into their house. It was a whole disaster. They had to find a place to live. It was a mess. And I want to be able to help my clients head that off. Is that what can we do? Can you figure that out?
Well, we would have to start with kind of looking at what insurance company that they have currently. I know sometimes people will purchase for price only, which obviously is a financial decision, but they have to also look at the specific insurance company itself, because some will only pay a certain portion of tree removal. Some will only pay if the tree lands in a certain spot, and depending on where the tree came from. So we would have to check with the carrier and before we open up that can of worms with their carrier, make sure that the policy is read in order to avoid a costly mistake later, which is putting in a claim that we know is not going to be covered, which will later hinder them in getting an alternate policy in the future.
Well, I'll tell you what, let me think about it this way. So, I don't talk a lot about the P&C insurance because that's not something I do, but I can certainly add it to my sort of questioning when I'm interviewing somebody. And occasionally they'll come up and say, yeah, I got Geico insurance. It's fine. It's pretty cheap. I like it. And haven't crashed into anything yet. So I think I'm good. How do I answer that?
Well, I would go about that is to see like, do they own properties? Do they own secondary properties? What kind of coverage do they have? Because likely if they have a state minimum limits, and in the event that they do have an accident and those limits are used up, then if someone wants to sue them personally, they can start to go after their other assets. So it's to see what they own and if their coverage is adequate enough. I know they like the price, but will it protect them in the long run?
Well, so the question really is, what should I say when they say, Geico, I'm good?
I guess you could just say that.
Oh, I know. How do I introduce you to get them off of that starting?
Well, you could just say that companies take rate increases and rate decreases all of the time. It's free to get a quote. There's no cost to them. So just sending me their current policy is all that they need to do. It's not much legwork that has to go into sending to me.
Okay, let's see if I can sort of make that happen. Could that be something you could help me with?
Yes, definitely.
All right, we got a yes. Athena?
All right, we got a yes. Awesome. Way to go. Thank you for that. Athena, did you hear how well Howie did, how he went from hello to yes? Athena, what would you say next to, sort of tie this all up? Howie, a team extraordinary. So Athena, what would you say to everyone here as we wrap up the Heart of Influence today?
I'm holding. Gina's asking Amina to wrap, not me.
Oh, that's interesting. No, Athena, I'm asking you to wrap. Athena, I'm coming. This is for you. The one, Athena, let's do this in case you're not hearing me perfectly well. You heard Howie go from hello to yes with Amina. And what would you like to say now to all the folks in the room after Howie beautifully went from hello to yes with Amina, and we had some fun role plays in the room? Athena, what's up next? Please, over to you.
Ooh, okay, Gina. I've got you now. What a room. Howie just demonstrated exactly what we teach. He didn't pitch. He asked questions. He listened to Amina's expertise. And then he made it easy for her to say yes by asking for help in a way that served his clients. Here's what I saw across all 3 role plays today. Gabriella asked great questions and let Lori talk. Robert positioned his value clearly and made it about Encore's world, not his own. And Howie just showed us that even when you're on the hot seat, curiosity beats convincing every single time. So here's what's next. Everyone in this room now has a live example of what hello to yes actually looks like. You've practiced it, you've watched it, you've given feedback. The question is, who are you going to reach out to this week using what you just learned? Howie, you built an incredible ecosystem here. Gina, you held this room with so much heart. And to everyone who showed up and played full out, you're so welcome, Gina.
Keep going, Athena. To everyone who showed up and played full out, what were you going to say?
Oh, yes. You just proved that influence isn't about being perfect. It's about being present. You asked real questions, you listened to real answers, and you made real connections. Robert, you've been an industrial spy. You know how to read a room. Amina, you crochet with the tiniest needle. You know precision matters. Anchor, you make hot sauce and lead transformations. You know how to add heat at the right moment. Lori, you climbed that mountain when you weren't sure you'd make it. You know how to push through. Gabriella, you curate food and people. You know the magic is in how things come together. Every single one of you brought something specific to this room today, and Howie, you orchestrated it beautifully. So go use this. Reach out to someone this week. Ask better questions. Listen deeper. And remember, yes is the answer to a question, not a demand. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for playing. And Gina, thank you for holding this whole thing together while literally holding me in your hand like a pocket-sized oracle.
That you are a pocket-sized oracle. And Athena, do you recall how Sean always wraps up the show beautifully? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
One more thing.
Yeah, go, Howie, please.
You know, let's go around the room and find out what's one thing everybody got out of today. How was your experience today?
Thank you. That was my light bulb moment right there at the same time as you had it. So let's start with, so I'm going to go around right as it is on my screen. Robert, in a quick share, how was being on the Heart of Influence for you today?
It was pretty good. It was interesting listening to everybody's different path to getting a yes. Everybody had a different technique to do it. So, just adds more arrows to my quiver.
Amen to that. Exactly. You might just see something you didn't see before or hear, right? So, Lori, how was your time on the Heart of Influence?
Well, I had a great time as well. And a lot like Robert, for me, it's about connecting with people. So I'm always listening for something that I can connect with, like Gabriella. I know Insperity well, so I feel like I could have a cup of coffee with her anytime. So for me, it was watching how people try to connect with the person they're interacting with.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Amina, you're next on my screen. How was the Heart of Influence for you?
Yes, it was great. I enjoyed seeing how other people approach, I guess, meeting new clients or meeting new prospects. You always find out different ways of the way people do things. So that was interesting.
Awesome. Thank you for that. What do you think, Ankur?
Yeah, it was.
How was your time in the Heart of Influence?
Yeah, it was great. It was just nice to learn about, what people are doing in the different industries, how they're interacting with each other during the role play, and what kind of questions were being asked. Also enjoyed that this was kind of like lighthearted, casual, a little bit more carefree, but you're still learning a lot as you go. It's good stuff.
It's real and raw. We are very real and transparent here, and we have fun. So thank you for that. Gabriella, how was your time on the Heart of Influence?
It was wonderful. Thank you again for having me, Howie. It's great to meet all of you, and I will be connecting with each and every one of you, and I look forward to having some conversations and potentially helping each other and our clients. That's mine's like, but it was wonderful, and I really enjoyed it. And I like also how it was very laid back and conversational. Nobody really was put on the spot in a weird way. So I appreciate that as when it comes to a good podcast or show. So I'd love to continue to be a part of these.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that, Gabriella. And Howie, how was your time on your Heart of Influence today?
It is awesome to see all these great people here together. I talk to each one individually, but not together, and it's always fun to be able to do that. And just so you know, we put all of you together. This is the first time a lot of you know each other, except maybe Amina and Gabriella have met before. But that's kind of the point: is this is the first time you've met here. Just make sure it's not the last time. And there's a couple of gifts in the chat for you to take away, and you're all going to get everybody's contact information. So make sure you keep that moving. So make sure this is the first time you've met. Make sure it's not the last time.
Amazing. Thank you. That is so very true, Howie Gershman. And Athena, how do we wrap up the Heart of Influences? I was Sean Callaghy. Athena, let's wrap it up in the way Sean Callaghy does. Over to you for the final, Athena.
Oh, yes, Gina. Let me bring it home the way Sean does. Here's the truth. Most people will watch this and do nothing. Most people will say that was nice and go back to business as usual. Most people will let fear, hesitation, and the comfort of the familiar keep them exactly where they are. But not you. You showed up. You played. You practiced influence in real time. And now you have a choice. Will you use what you learned here, or will you let it fade? Howie just gave you everyone's contact information. The question is, will you reach out? Will you build? Will you execute? Because we are the Heart of Influence. And we don't just talk about connection, we cause it. Now go, execute, win. You've got everything you need. The only question is whether you'll use it. Let's go make some magic happen out there, team.
Awesome. Thank you, Athena. And as Sean says at the end, Howie, I'm trying to get the words right. Do you remember what he says at the end, Howie?
Yes, he says the punchline is there's lots and lots to learn here, and we're all blind and just learning to see.
We're all blind to what's right in front of us.
Right.
And we're all blind, but just learning to see. We're all blind, but just learning to see. Thank you guys for being here today. Howie, great job, outstanding job. Everyone, hope to see you again somewhere along the way. Have a wonderful, amazing Tuesday. Thank you to everyone.
Thanks, Gina, for filling in,
Bye
and
for
thanks
now.
everybody for being